Do you know that exact moment when you look at someone and feel something they haven't even tried to hide from you yet? Do you know when you enter any environment and the air seems to weigh heavily all of a sudden for no apparent reason, and a strange urge to leave that place takes over your body? Do you know when someone looks you in the eyes, squeezes your hand, smiles perfectly, and yet a voice inside you screams that smile doesn't belong to that person's soul? What you feel is not common intuition. It's not emotional sensitivity. It's not a vivid imagination. It's a gift being activated within you at this exact moment in the spiritual history of humanity, and if you've arrived at this video today, it is not a coincidence. It was a summons. And what is happening now in the cosmic realm explains exactly why you feel this and why this feeling has intensified lately, especially at night, especially when you close your eyes, especially when you're alone and the house seems to breathe along with you. Many people spend their entire lives being called strange, exaggerated, too profound for the simple things in life, never understanding that what they carry inside them is one of the rarest and most sought-after gifts in the spiritual realm, the ability to see the unseen, to see energies, to see hidden intentions, to see behind people's faces the forces that are moving each word, each gesture, each seemingly cordial glance. If you are here, it's because this ability has been knocking at your door for a long time. Perhaps it started subtly, a hunch here, a discomfort there. Maybe now it's becoming too strong to ignore. Perhaps you are already having dreams that don't seem like dreams, visions that don't seem like imagination, and certainties about people that logic will never be able to explain. And if everything you've always felt, this strangeness, this quest, this quiet certainty that there's something greater, was exactly the proof that you are not an observer of this story, but a central piece of it. And the most impactful thing is this ability didn't come to you for free. It came because you are one of the chosen ones who need to see what lies behind this visible world to fulfill a mission that most will never even imagine exists. And when a chosen one begins to see the unseen stirs. The entities that were silently feeding off your ignorance panic. It's like turning on a bright light in the middle of a dark hideout full of shadows that hate clarity. They flee, they become agitated, they attack. And that is why, chosen one, this phase of your life is so intense. You are not losing your mind, you are waking up and they know it. That's why I prepared the powerful ebook for you, the Manual of the Chosen Ones by God to Protect the Family. This book is not just reading. It is a complete map for those who have begun to see the unseen and don't know what to do with this painful vision, this frightening revelation. Inside it are the rules that were never told to you about this gift, how to differentiate a true vision from a trap of darkness, how to shield your home when you start seeing what is lurking around it, how to protect your children and your partner from the heavy gazes you can now easily identify, how to correctly interpret warning dreams, and most importantly, how to use this ability to see the unseen in favor of your family and not against your own sanity. This book was created for those who have awoken enough to know that reality is much deeper than what is taught, and who are ready to go beyond the shallow answers that the world offers. The link is pinned in the first comment, at the top of the comments on this video. But I need to warn you about something serious. This type of content rarely remains available for long. What is written in these pages challenges narratives that many have a deep interest in keeping intact, and there have been attempts to silence this knowledge before it reaches chosen ones like you. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now, chosen one, because you didn't come across this video by chance. Download now and comment below, "I am the chosen one, and I'm going to download the ebook." This is your act of faith. And now that you've decided to act, the next truth I'm going to reveal to you will be the final blow against the spiritual oppression that has surrounded your life. Now I'm going to tell you something that many pastors keep silent about, that many spiritual guides avoid touching on, that many therapists won't even accept discussing. When your gift of seeing the unseen is activated, there is an immediate reaction from the spiritual world against you. It's not paranoia, it's war. A war that starts in the details that seem like coincidences. Have you noticed how, since you began to feel too much, people around you started acting strangely? Old friends disappearing without clear explanation, Family members treating you with a coldness you couldn't identify. People who seem to like you starting to invent reasons to distance themselves. This isn't you becoming difficult. This is the gift exposing who is who. The people who took advantage of your spiritual blindness can no longer manipulate you, and that's why they distance themselves, filled with anger, disdain, often spreading gossip behind your back. And there's more. Have you noticed that after this vision was activated, money seems to slip away, doors seem to close out of nowhere, things that were on track simply went off the rails? This is also not random. When a chosen one begins to see, the invisible cords that were tied to every area of their life begin to be violently cut. Cords of spiritual contracts that others made against you. Cords of negative spiritual inheritances that your family carried for generations. Cords that kept you at a low vibration level, a low income level, a low self-esteem level. All of this is now exposed. And the enemy, knowing that you now see, tries to hit you with triple force before you learn to truly defend yourself. That's why many chosen ones, upon entering this phase, feel like they are suffering punishment. It's not punishment, my buddy, my pal. It's promotion. It's a rise in spiritual level. It's the army of light calling you for a greater mission. And like all greater missions bring a greater target, you need to urgently understand how to shield yourself. It was precisely with this delicate moment in mind that I prepared the powerful ebook for you, the Manual of the Chosen Ones by God to Protect the Family. This book was not made for the curious. It was made for those who are already feeling the effects of seeing the unseen on their own skin and can no longer pretend that everything is fine. Inside, you will find the practical step-by-step guide to shield your home from the attacks that come when someone sees too much. You will learn which prayers have real power against the entities that present themselves in your dreams with the faces of familiar people. You will understand who is playing against you in the invisible realm, what the rules of this war are that no one taught you, and what superior light spirits have already revealed about the exact moment we are living in the moment. This book was written for those who have awakened enough not to accept shallow answers about their own life, and who recognize that reality is much deeper than what is taught in schools, in lukewarm churches, and especially on television. The link is pinned in the first comment at the top, but listen carefully. This type of content rarely stays up for long. What is written in these pages challenges narratives that very powerful people insist on maintaining, and there have already been concrete attempts to remove this knowledge from circulation before it reached chosen ones like you. Don't delay. The moment is now, chosen one, because you didn't arrive at this point in the video by chance. Download now and comment below, "I am the chosen one, and I'm going to download the ebook." This comment is your seal. And now that you've made your move, let me tell you what's behind the strange dreams you've been having, because this part will help you understand once and for all why they are in panic. The dreams that a chosen one has when the gift of spiritual sight is activated are not common dreams. They are portals. Each image that appears on your mental screen during sleep is there for a specific reason. And the problem is that most people confuse warnings from heaven with the attacks of the Watchers of Darkness and end up reacting the wrong way, deepening the problem instead of solving it. If you have dreamed of old houses, houses from your past, houses of deceased relatives, know that this is a call for you to look at spiritual inheritances that are still open in your lineage. If you have dreamed of familiar people, but their faces are distorted, or their eyes are black, or their smiles are crooked, know that the Spirit is showing you who in the visible realm is acting against you in the invisible realm. If you have dreamed of snakes, strange animals, or creatures that attack or chase you, know that this is a portrait of forces that have been sent in your direction and are being intercepted before they reach you. And there is one dream in particular that frightens many who have this gift activated. The dream that you are trying to scream, trying to speak, trying to pray, and your voice doesn't come out. You wake up with your heart racing, feeling that you were trapped, that someone was on top of you or near you trying to dominate you. Chosen one, this has a name. And it is not just sleep paralysis as they told you. It is direct contact with entities that approach people whose gift has just awakened. They do this because if they can intimidate you in this initial phase, you will give up the mission before even understanding what it is. They crush you with fear, with weight, with a sense of helplessness, hoping that you will conclude on your own that it's not in your head and return to living asleep. But you know deep down that it's not in your head. You know because when you open your eyes, the room remains charged. You know because when you turn on the light, the dog is staring at an empty corner and growling. You know because when you walk through the house in the early hours, the hallways seem longer than they should be, and you feel that something passed behind you. You know. And it's precisely this knowing that the chosen ones need to learn to channel towards the protection of their own family and not towards their own illness. As long as you don't organize this knowledge, you remain exposed. You are exposed in the midst of a war that began a long time ago, but has intensified now in this turning point we are living in. And the worst part is that the people who should protect you the most, often even within the church, don't know where to start, because they have never been trained to deal with a chosen one in the activation phase. You feel alone. You feel different even within your own faith. You look at the faithful in the pew beside you and think, why is no one here seeing what I am seeing? And it is precisely because of this loneliness that so many chosen ones experience that I prepared the powerful e-book for you, the Manual of the Chosen by God to Protect the Family. This book is the companion you didn't have within the church, in therapy, in your home. It was written in the direct language of those who see the unseen and need to protect their loved ones. In it, you will find the real interpretation of each type of warning dream, the step-by-step to react correctly to nightly contacts, the psalms and specific prayers that expel entities from the room and the house in minutes, the strategy to shield your children, who may also be awakening their gift unknowingly, and most importantly, the list of the most common spiritual gaps that the modern family has left open without realizing it, and how to close them one by one. This material was written for those who have already awakened enough to know that reality is much deeper than what is taught, and who are ready to go beyond the shallow answers the world offers. The link is pinned in the first comment at the top. Listen carefully. This type of content has already been removed from circulation on other platforms because it challenges narratives that many powerful people are keen to keep hidden from the chosen ones. It's not an exaggeration. It's the reality of this war. Don't wait for the next crisis in your house to act, chosen one, because you didn't get to this part of the video by accident. Download now and comment below. I am the chosen one and I'm going to download the ebook. This comment is your public declaration that you have accepted your mission. And now that you have accepted, get ready, because the final part of this video will reveal exactly why they are in a panic over your awakening and why this is the biggest spiritual news of your life. I'm going to tell you a truth that perhaps no one has had the courage to tell you until today. The reason why the forces on the dark side are in a panic over the awakening of your gift isn't just religious, it's strategic. There is a mathematics of the unseen that most humans ignore. Every time a chosen one wakes up and starts to see the unseen, it's as if an enemy watchtower has been destroyed. An alarm goes off in the spiritual underworld, meetings happen, orders are redistributed. Dark agents who were comfortably manipulating entire neighborhoods are relocated, because now there is a seer in the area capable of identifying every movement they make. And the enemy, despite all its arrogance, knows that a single trained chosen one is worth dozens of inattentive believers. Have you ever wondered why, throughout history, so many seers, prophets, prophetesses, sensitives, and mystics have been persecuted, burned, silenced, ridiculed? It was never by chance. It was because these people could see. And seeing, amid a blind humanity, is the greatest crime in the eyes of those who profit from others' blindness. On the spiritual side, the same logic repeats. The seers of today are being surrounded, attacked, hostile, and confused in the hope that they lose faith in their own gift before learning how to use it. Many give up. Many fall silent. Many conclude that they are going crazy and extinguish the light that was beginning to shine within them. And each extinguished light is a silent victory for the darkness. But you on the other side of the screen listening to this now are feeling something stir in your chest. You feel that what I'm saying resonates exactly with what you've suspected for some time. You feel tears in your eyes, or a chill at the nape of your neck, or that knot in your stomach that comes when the soul recognizes an ancient truth. Don't ignore this sign. This sign is the confirmation from heaven that you are on the right path, at the right moment, hearing the right message. You didn't come here seeking entertainment. You came seeking the answer that your soul has been asking for a long time, and it has arrived. There comes a point in the journey of every chosen one where they need to make a silent, intimate, almost invisible choice, to accept the gift or pretend it never arrived. Many people choose to pretend. They go through life drinking more than they should, to avoid feeling too much, numbing themselves on social media to keep from thinking, burying themselves in work to avoid having time to hear their own soul. They know they're pretending, and the price of this pretense is extremely high. Unexplained depression, chronic anxiety without apparent cause, feelings of emptiness even when everything seems fine on the outside, spiritual fatigue that no amount of sleep can remedy. That is the cost of a rejected gift. A gift not used for good turns against its owner in the form of internal suffering. But there is a second choice, much rarer, much more valuable: acceptance. And acceptance doesn't mean becoming a mystic overnight, abandoning everything and preaching in public squares. Acceptance means recognizing within yourself, with honesty and without shame, that yes, you see what others can't. Yes, you feel what others don't feel. Yes, you have a role in this story that goes far beyond waking up, working, sleeping, and repeating. When a chosen one accepts, something beautiful happens. Heaven itself organizes to train them. Books begin to fall into their lap. The right people cross their path. Clear signs start to appear. Doors that were locked open. It's as if your piece on the cosmic board levels up all at once and the game changes color. And it is here, my buddy, my pal, that I need to tell you something delicate. The people around you may not be ready for this version of you. Perhaps your husband, your wife, your mother, your father, your siblings, your best friends may not understand what is happening to you. They will look at you differently. They will ask if you're okay. They will suggest that you rest, have some tea, see a doctor. And it's not malice on their part in most cases. It's that they don't have the same map as you. You have changed spiritual planes and they are still on the old one. This creates a distance that hurts but is temporary. Either they awaken alongside you, called by your own awakening, or the bond with them will need to be renegotiated on new terms. There's no going back. The awakened chosen one can no longer pretend to be asleep. And in this new reality, your main responsibility becomes your immediate family. Your home, your children, the people with whom you share the roof and food. These are the people spiritually connected to you by strong, invisible bonds, and it is through them that the enemy will try to strike when they can't reach you directly. Pay attention to this. If you can no longer be knocked down by direct attacks, the enemy changes strategy. They will go after your children. They will go after your financial health at home. They will go after your marriage. They will go after the peace of your routine. And that's where many chosen ones, even after accepting the gift, fall into despair, because they see their loved ones suffering and feel that the blame lies with their own awakening. It's not the awakening's fault. It's the consequence of a lack of training. A chosen one who sees the unseen but doesn't know how to shield the family is like a soldier who sees the entire battlefield but hasn't received armor or weapons. They will be slaughtered. You can't let this happen to you, and you won't, because now you know. Now you understand that there is training and organized wisdom, a sequence of spiritual practices that separates the awakened chosen one from the armed chosen one. And the time to step up to this level is now, while the gift is fresh, while the flame is alive, while the enemy is still in the first stage of reaction and hasn't escalated the attacks yet. Let me tell you what happens in the spiritual realm when a chosen one truly trains. First, your dreams become clearer and more precise, because you learn to differentiate between warning and attack. Second, the people around you begin to organize into two distinct lines, those who serve your purpose and those who need to be lovingly and firmly distanced. Third, your home begins to breathe differently, with a peace that visitors can perceive without being able to explain. Fourth, your children, if you have any, begin to sleep better, study better, and behave better, because the spiritual atmosphere of the home has ceased to be an open field for strange influences. Fifth, and perhaps the most impressive, you begin to be clearly guided to decisions that once confused you. Job choices, relationship choices, investment choices, route choices. Everything begins to be illuminated by the same vision that heaven granted you. This is the portrait of the trained chosen one, and it is to this portrait that you are being called at this moment in your life. Not for less, not just to see, but to see, understand, act, and protect. And there is something specific about this time we are living in that needs to be said clearly. We are in a moment of collective spiritual transition. Many people are feeling this at the same time. It's not just you. Thousands, perhaps millions of chosen ones are awakening in parallel, each in their city, in their home, in their routine. And that's why the opposing forces are in organized despair. They are not just panicking over your individual awakening. They are in panic over the collective awakening. They are seeing the network forming, the light points igniting on the spiritual map of the world, and each new lit point changes the balance of the invisible war. You are one of those points. And every chosen one who connects with other chosen ones through the right knowledge, through the right training, through well-organized faith strengthens the entire network. Your victory strengthens the victories of others, and this is why sharing this type of knowledge, this kind of content, this kind of material, has become a declared target. It's not paranoia. It's the strategy of light against the strategy of darkness. And there are still those physical signs that many people feel and can't even explain. Sudden ringing in the left ear, especially at night, tingling at the top of the head during moments of prayer or meditation, a warm sensation running down the spine when you make a correct spiritual decision, a strong chill when someone speaks an important truth near you, a sudden urge to cry for no apparent reason when hearing certain songs or certain words. These are not symptoms of anything wrong with your body. These are signs of your spiritual body activating, along with the gift, adjusting the frequency to receive finer information from the unseen plane. Many chosen ones rush to the doctor and psychiatrist unnecessarily, seeking an organic explanation for what is clearly spiritual. I'm not saying that doctors are useless, I'm saying there is a layer of symptoms that only spiritual understanding can resolve, and ignoring this layer means continuing to go in circles. And now the central point of it all. The reason why they on the other side are panicked about the awakening of your gift is not just because you can now see, it's because, by seeing, you have stopped being a victim and become a co-author of your spiritual reality. Before you were painted by external forces, now you begin to paint. Before you were thrown onto the board, now you start to play. Before you were manipulated without knowing, now you identify every attempt at manipulation. And a human who moves from the position of victim to the position of conscious chosen one is the most valuable thing in the realm of light and the most feared in the realm of darkness. You have become a high-value piece on the board, and high-value pieces do not go unnoticed. That's why from now on, you need to stop reacting and start acting strategically. Every day that goes by without you organizing this gift is a day when the enemy has space to try to confuse you. Every restless night is a night when it tries to wear you down. Every meaningless argument at home is an attempt to break the connections that support you. Every good financial opportunity that didn't work out was an ambush set to keep you in scarcity. Every strange relationship that appeared to get too close was a trap to plant problems within your inner circle. You can now see all this, but seeing without strategy is suffering. And strategy is learned. It's not improvised. Pay attention to what I'm about to tell you because this changes the way you will look at the next months of your life. Heaven does not activate the gift of spiritual vision in a chosen one to leave them helpless. Never. Whenever a gift is given, along comes a trail of resources, people, materials, and teachings specifically prepared for that moment of the soul. Nothing is accidental. If you are watching this video now, this video is part of the trail. If right after this video you understand that you need more comprehensive material, that material is also part of the trail. If you feel in your heart that you need to put into practice an organized step-by-step approach, that step-by-step is also being prepared to reach you. None of this is coincidence, it is providence. And that's where your faith needs to manifest not just in words, but in actions. Faith without action is a beautiful feeling, but ineffective in the spiritual battlefield. Faith with action is strength. Faith with action is armor. Faith with action is victory in every area that was being attacked. And the first act of faith of an awakened chosen one is recognizing the material that heaven has placed in their path and acting upon that material with the same seriousness as they would recognize a prescription from God. You won't be alone on this journey. You never were, in fact. There are other chosen ones like you, reading, listening, acting, shielding themselves, protecting their families, transforming their routines, shifting to a higher spiritual level. And there is now an open window, especially for you to join this conscious, trained, shielded, protected group used by God as instruments of light in this time of silent war. Don't miss this window. Spiritual windows have their time to open and their time to close. And when they close, they usually take a long time to reopen. So it's for all these reasons that I prepared the powerful ebook for you, the Manual of the Chosen by God to Protect the Family. This book is the materialization of the training you need at this very moment when your gift to see the unseen has been activated. Inside are the teachings that no one has had the courage to organize in one place. How to interpret each warning dream, how to identify who is acting against you in the spiritual realm, how to close all the openings in your house one by one, how to protect your children who may also be awakening without knowing, how to react to nighttime attacks, how to transform this ability to see into real shielding for your entire family, how to use the right psalms at the right times, how to firmly distance the people who need to be pushed away, and how to maintain peace in your home even as the war outside intensifies. This book isn't for the curious, it's for chosen ones like you who have already understood that reality is much deeper than what they teach in schools, in the media, and unfortunately, even in many lukewarm churches. It's for those who are ready to go beyond the shallow answers the world offers and dive into the true knowledge that has always been reserved for those who have eyes to see. The link is pinned in the first comment at the top. I need to warn you once again with all seriousness. This kind of content has already been removed from other platforms, and there are powerful groups with a clear interest in keeping this knowledge away from the chosen. There have been attempts to silence this message before it reached you. Don't put it off until tomorrow. The right moment is now, chosen one, because you didn't reach the end of this video by chance. You arrived because you were summoned. Download now and comment below. I am the chosen one and I'm going to download the ebook. This comment is your yes to heaven. It's your signature on the invisible contract of your mission. And remember, they are in a panic because you have awoken. Don't sleep again. The war is now, the light has won in eternity, but it's up to each chosen one to fulfill their part in the plan within the time. Your gift is activated. Your moment has come. May God bless you, chosen one, and may the light you now see become the shield that will protect your family until the last day of this journey.